Welcome back to the channel, everybody. As you can see, I'm on this gorgeous lake right here. Check it out. And we're gonna be doing some bass fishing today. I'm out here in the old banana boat. Got the kayak back out. You know, I've been really blessed and spoiled to have a boat. It's not the nicest of boats, just a little John boat. But you know, sometimes you got to bring it back to the roots and break out the old kayak. As you can see, this place is excessively weedy, so we're going to be throwing some top water and some weedless stuff. Starting off with a little 4-inch or 3.8 inch or something like that, a little Keitech swim bait with a 4/0 weighted swim bait hook, and we're going to try to catch some bass that way. And if that doesn't work, we'll do some frogging or maybe throw around a Senko or something. We're going to start with that and see if we can't catch something. Conditions are absolutely beautiful to be fishing today. We've got 2 to 4 mile an hour wind. Sometimes, just like right now, it's basically non-existent. We'll get a gust of wind every now and then, but for the most part, it's just gorgeous out today. There we go. Ah, he's gone. He is gone quick as it gets. There we go. Ah, soaking me. There we go. A slight curvature in his spine. Kind of weird. First one we got all the way in with the old swim bait. There we go, just a little guy. Look at how his spine is all curved back here. It's just kind of strange. Beautiful largie. Just gonna release him. Hopefully that he's doing okay. There are quite a few fish in here that have some weird deformities, if that's a word. A lot of this light green moss is just little pellets on top of the water, so it's really easy to fish through that, and your line just cuts straight through it. A lot of the darker green and some of that thicker mass stuff, it's just impossible to fish through. So it's really nice to have that weedless swim bait. Although the bait won't go through the water as well, it will at least climb over it and kind of swim it as like it's a frog on top then. There we go. Stay on, buddy. I'll get you off there in just a second. There we go. Cool. Okay, about lost him there. A lot of that pressure is just in tension, because this guy's got a decent chunk out of his lip there. So another good one. Very nice fish. Biggest one so far. We're going to release him real quick. That swim bait did a good job there. There's kind of an open hole here. It's kind of really, I mean, it's really hard to see, but there is an open hole of water here, and then just on the edges, like you can see in front of me, I'm working this kind of bowl here, and as soon as I come off the thicker mat, some of those fish will be chilling kind of out in that open water. For anybody that's wondering, I'm just using the 7-foot medium heavy casting rod. Just had a little bite there, and basically it's just a perfect all around go-to rod for a kayak. If I need to throw something a little more finesse, I can. Although if I need to throw something a little bit larger, whether it's a big football jig or something like that to punch through some of this disgusting mat, I can do that as well. I love medium heavy rods just because they're so versatile. And if you're looking for something and you're not sure what to get, I highly recommend any kind of medium heavy. And I'm a big fan of the 7-foot as well, just because 7-foot you can cast out just a little bit farther than like a 6.8 or a 6.10. When you're kayak fishing, you're just looking for the easiest, the most lightweight, and the most versatile, and that's what I found in a medium heavy rod. Well, I was able to get a few on the swim bait. It's definitely not the most effective bait in here. I think a frog's a little bit better. I'm gonna go to a weightless worm for a second and try throwing in a few of these pockets, like these holes. Basically, I'm just throwing in there with that swim bait, and it's doing okay. The problem is after one fish, it starts to wear down pretty bad, like the plastics does, and then the little 1/4 ounce of lead that's on the bottom of the hook, it's not really shaped to the hook very well, so it doesn't slide through as well. And basically it's just a weed catcher. where I think like a extra wide gap hook with just a plain old Senko might sit in the water a little bit nicer and not collect as many weeds. It's going to be a slower type of fishing and probably a little bit more boring. But I'm going to switch to that for a second and see if I can get one, and then maybe switch back over to the frog. I know the frog works. I'm not really out here just to tear them up. I'm out here more to explore, have some fun, try some techniques, and just learn a little bit more about fishing myself. So I'm going to switch over to a Texas rig Senko and see if we can get one. Alrighty, got my old Texas rig Senko rigged up. We're going to see what happens now. I'm just going to throw it in some open water and hope that a bass chomps on it. It was either first or second cast with the worm. It's kind of crazy what a worm will do to bass. It doesn't really replicate anything. The worm doesn't really look like anything. And the bass just can't handle it. So one fish on the worm. We'll give it a few more minutes. I mean, it only took one cast, so I might as well try it out a little bit better. Heck, this thing could be 1,000 times better than a frog. I don't know. We got one though, so that was the goal. My favorite type of worm fishing is when you're fishing and the fish are pretty aggressive and they'll hit that line so hard that you'll be able to see the bite and not just start reeling and feel it on there. That way you can get a better hook set. Oh no. Wrapped up on the log. He's probably gonna end up getting off of there just because it's gonna be pretty easy for him to flip off, I would think. There we go. Come on now. Hold on. There we go. Right in the top of the mouth. Another excellent largemouth. Pretty cool fish. So I believe I'm in close to 4 feet of water here. And I'm just throwing that worm in there and I'm letting it sit for a bit and just picking her up every couple seconds or so, dragging it about a foot, and then just letting it relax on the bottom. Every so often I will give it quite a pretty hard twitch, and that twitch will hopefully pull off any weeds that were on there. You would do a lot better worm fishing, just being able to feel the bites if you don't have such ridiculously heavy line. This is very heavy braid that's not meant for worm fishing. However, it's the pole that I had available and didn't have something tied on, so we're throwing it with pretty heavy braid. Got another largie, didn't take too long. There we go. Another soft bite. Wow. Very soft bite. Another open spot in the water. I just threw right in there, kind of like a nice little hole there, so I'm assuming it's a bed. Kind of on a second sandbar here. Almost like when they dug part of this lake out, was used as like an access road. And we got another beautiful largemouth off that little sandbar. Cool. It's definitely a slower style of fishing. However, I would say that it's definitely comparing to a frog. I think it might actually be doing better. It's kind of harder to see the bites and feel the bites, but it is working pretty well. I'm going to switch worms now. That one was starting to rip a little bit. And I would say that's one advantage that a frog has over a worm, is that unless you really do damage to that frog, you don't ever have to change it. But if you're using soft plastics and you're catching fish, or even not catching fish, you're going to be changing plastics quite often. Man, worm fishing is so much fun. It's just ridiculously fun. I love it so much. And it can be really rewarding. I mean, you can really catch some hogs on just some plain old Senkos. About 20 yards out, this one falls victim. There we go. Actually seen this fish kind of hit top water, and I threw the Senko in there and she got her. Perfect one to end on. We got him in the boat. That's a boy. Yeah. Awesome night out here. It's been incredible. It really has. Beautiful last little 12, 13-inch largie to end the night on. Pretty cool. I feel very blessed to be able to be out here tonight. It's awesome. Well, y'all, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really do. I feel extremely, extremely blessed to be able to be out here tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. I want you to leave a big thumbs up to the video. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We got tons of content coming out. There's usually 2 to 3 videos a week at the minimum. And some weeks even more. So if you guys like fishing content, hunting content, just anything to do with the great outdoors, I highly recommend that you subscribe. We're just going to keep on growing as it is, and it's an awesome channel, guys. I may be a little biased, but all things outdoors. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. Like I said, let me know what you thought down in the comments, and I suppose we'll catch you on the next worm fishing adventure. Peace.